This is what I kind of wanted to go into next. I know you're very well versed into the studies. How about raw food diets? What do the studies and the science really say about that? I've met so many people that have reversed, cancers and all sorts of disease on raw fruits and vegetables. So I was wondering if I could have your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, one of the benefits that raw diets have over just quote-unquote vegan diets is it cuts out all the crap,
Yeah.
right? And so, I mean, it used to be that vegans had really healthy diets. They had to, by definition. All that was available was healthy food. I mean, it's the same thing with celiac sufferers. The people that, were forced to eat gluten-free 20 years ago, all of a sudden, they couldn't eat donuts, right? All of a sudden, I mean, so they were actually eating pretty healthy diets because they weren't eating all this processed crap. But now, celiac sufferers can eat just as unhealthy as everybody else. And the same thing with vegans. Now, vegans have vegan ice cream and vegan donuts and vegan everything else. Vegan marshmallows, right? So you can live off vegan marshmallows and, have terrible health. But the raw people have the advantage, right? If you go raw, then all of a sudden, vegan marshmallows are off your plate.
Right.
That's the primary advantage, is the fact that you're getting rid of a lot of that processed garbage. And so I don't see an advantage of a raw food diet over a whole food plant-based diet. And in fact, the long-term studies on raw foodists are quite disappointing. I have a couple videos on the site. In the short term, they do remarkable. They do great,
right?
Because you're going to an extremely healthy diet. But long term, we're seeing some nutrient deficiencies and not great stuff. If you want to do it, the absolute must-have resource is Becoming Raw by Davis and Molina. Get it at your local library. It is the only science-based, evidence-based resource on raw food diets, both the benefits and the risks, that I've ever been able to find. And so if you want to try it, go for it, but make sure you do it with that book.
What are these deficiencies that we are seeing?
Yeah, you'd think you would have fewer deficiencies. I mean, if all you ate was like a diet just packed with fruits and vegetables, I mean, you should just be like oozing nutrients out of your ears. But it's not what you eat, it's what you absorb. That's kind of a critical piece. And so, for example, you get twice the amount of beta-carotene in cooked carrots compared to raw carrots. You get about 3 or 4 times the amount of lycopene, this wonderful red pigment in tomatoes and pink grapefruit and watermelon, in cooked tomato products like tomato sauce, tomato paste, compared to raw tomatoes. And so it's many of these kind of carotenoid nutrients. You actually get more absorption. Now, having said that, look, there are some nutrients that are heat sensitive, like vitamin C, folate can be destroyed. 15% can be destroyed in broccoli. If you microwave broccoli for 2 minutes, you destroy about 15% of the vitamin C. So then you'd have to eat 6 florets of steamed broccoli to get the amount of vitamin C found in 5 florets of raw broccoli. But if you don't like raw broccoli, you like steamed broccoli, and you're going to eat no raw broccoli, then obviously, right, whatever way will get you to stuff more fruits and vegetables in your face, that's the way you should eat them, however you like them. But having said that, let me see if I can find the raw. So if you go to raw food, there's a topics page on nutritionfacts.org. Over 1,600 topics in nutrition. I've got videos on over 1,600 topics. One of those is raw foods. I wonder if it's even under cooked foods. And I go through the studies, most of which were done on the Hallelujah Diet, folks, which were not, it's kind of one brand of raw foodism. I think they did some juicing, some sprouting. But you'll see the studies that I have, and unfortunately, they're just not great. Whereas long-term studies on vegans, for example, the Advantage 2 study, and these people are not, raw food vegans. They eat a lot of kind of processed meats and things, do remarkably well, and have some of the lowest rates of chronic disease. In fact, the vegetarian Seventh-day Adventists, the longest living population in the world, formerly studied ever, living longer than the Okinawa Japanese, living longer than everybody. And part of that is because of their plant-based diet, and part of it is because they have a lot of other healthy lifestyle behaviors as well, like not smoking.
Yeah, maybe it's like how you said before of like the range of health. Maybe it's just because people are adding more fruits and vegetables, having more salads and more more fruits and things like that. Maybe that's another reason why it could be quoted healthier.
Oh, absolutely right. So it's not just kind of avoiding the bad stuff in meats.
Right.
It's adding the good stuff in plants,
Yeah.
right? To be a healthy vegetarian, you actually have to eat vegetables,
Mm-hmm.
just like everybody does.
Right.
And, French fries don't count. So I go around, speak at college campuses, and there's all these, vegans living off of French fries and beer, and they're just unhealthy.
Yeah.
They're just not, that's not, now of course at that age, they're just not thinking long, they're not thinking really about their health, but, they really should be, because many of these chronic diseases take decades to develop.
Yeah.
And so the earlier we can start eating healthier, the better.